Hi everyone, I'm back again. It's Adam Meister, and this is the second video in the VoteMD.info series. And I'll be talking about Baltimore City and Maryland elections coming up on June the 24th, the absolute most ridiculous day to have an election. Obviously, this helps the incumbents who are already in power, because so few people will turn out to vote because they won't even know to vote on June 24th, because I don't even know when the last time anybody in the state of Maryland, or in the Baltimore area at least, voted on the June 24th, at the beginning of the summer. Completely insane. Anyway, but speaking of incumbents, in the 40th District where Reservoir Hill is, 40th District is basically a West Baltimore district in the House of Delegates in the state of Maryland. We have three incumbents: Barbara Robinson, Sean Tarrant, and Frank Conaway Jr. And despite the absurdity of Frank Conaway Jr., to put it nicely, the other incumbents have decided to team up with him. They're all on one ticket together, which is just, I mean, it's remarkable. It's remarkably insane, actually. We want change. I think the people in the city, the people of intelligence in the city, at least, are tired of the same old. And to form a incumbent team, just, to help yourself out. Because the Conaway name is very well known. I mean, they win on name alone. I mean, they do absolutely nothing. They're horrible. Absolute nightmares for this city. But the one thing that they've done, that amongst the professional voters out there, the least intelligent of all voters who make up the majority of Baltimore City voters, they know that name. So, embarrassingly enough, Sean Tarrant and Barbara Robinson, they don't want to give up that, that security blanket. They think, well, if I break away, it might hurt me. I mean, they might not say this, but, so they're a big team, which is really unfortunate, because Antonio Hayes is a great guy who's running. Rob Lapin, whatever you would want to call him, he's running. And Doc Cheatham, he also, of course, is running. And I think there's some other people running. But anyway, especially the first two people I mentioned, Antonio Hayes and Rob Lapin, have reached out to me over the years, especially Antonio Hayes, who I've known for about 10 years now. And I've got to say, they're all doing it on their own. So guess what? Adam Meister right here, right now, unless, Sean and Barbara come to their senses, for God's sakes, don't vote for them either. If they want to be in bed with Conaway, then they're in bed with Conaway. You vote for Lapin, and you vote for Antonio Hayes. Forget the others. I mean, it's complete nonsense. I mean, this is typical Baltimore behavior. I'm the incumbent. We all got to stick together, keep the power. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but obviously that brings us into the Conaway question here. I mean, have you ever heard Frank Conaway Jr. speak? I mean, it's embarrassing. He does nothing there. I mean, he tries to do things at least, but they're wacky things. I don't even understand it. And there's information about Frank Conaway Jr. out there right now. And the media knows it too. I know. And some of these guys like Antonio Hayes and Lapin know things about Frank Conaway Jr. And I got to give you guys some advice here right now. This isn't a little peaceful little party. You've got to rip on these people. If you know something about Frank Conaway Jr., say it. Because unless you really attack, they're going to win. Take Mosby and Belinda Conway. When Mosby ran against her in 2011 in the city council race, he attacked her. He brought up the Randallstown issue. Who found out about that Randallstown issue anyway? Oh, yes, yeah. Anyway. And you know what? Now, they might try to sue you for $20 million or something ridiculous like that because they're scared. But don't worry about that. If you've got information on them, bring it up. You got to fight hard against these people. Anyway, Belinda Conway and Frank Conaway Sr. actually are also running for positions, and because of their last names, they've got a great shot, actually. But Frank Conaway Jr. is the weak link in the Conaway family right now. I mean, Frank Conaway Sr. is an absolute joke. 80-year-old man, you're going to vote for an 80-year-old man for a $100,000 job? He does nothing. He sleeps in his office. And some of the employees that'll actually speak, he sleeps there. Or I don't know if he even shows up. Who knows what the dude does? 80 years old. He's got his own talk show. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so that's it for today. 40th district race coming up. Big race. Don't vote for the incumbents unless they come to their senses and drop Mr. Frank Conaway Jr. Remember the names Lapin and Hayes. And that's it. Have fun, everyone.